One more upgrade that I did was this particular plate here that I did to reinforce the landing gear section and the socket where the landing gear fits in. After several crash landings, the socket where you attach the landing gear to was beginning to fall apart, and it was denting the foam. So in order to prevent any further damage in a hard landing, I came up with this particular plate. Now this plate also doubles up as a battery holder, and it could also be used for mounting a camera underneath the belly of the Auto-G. The plate is also made from G10 material, fiberglass, and as I was saying, it doubles up as a battery holder or a battery cradle. Okay, this is Mario with MIAMicro-FLIGHT once again, making upgrades for this particular Auto-G2, which should also work for the Auto-G as well. If you've been watching my videos and my diary on this particular model that I've been posting on YouTube and also at the RCME website under Autogyros, you'll notice that in one of my videos I happened to crash this model, and from the impact, the plastic socket that holds the landing gear broke right here. I was thinking of ways how to reinforce this particular area, and I came up with this particular plate design, which is an upgrade that I'm also offering via my website. And the way this works is basically it wraps around the landing gear, the wire landing gear. This landing gear, when it's perfectly brand new, sits inside the socket and is flush on the surface here. And it should be that way also when you install this particular plate. Now what this plate does is it's got a number of uses. Let me just go over those uses. I think it's important to mention that first. The idea came about from the crash. I wanted to reinforce this area, but I also wanted a way to mount the battery forward and underneath the body so that I can adjust the CG better. As the Auto-G comes out of the box, the CG is a little bit tail heavy. If you do some CG balancing, at least mine was, and so I wanted a way to not only move the battery forward, but there's no way to move the battery forward because you hit the bulkhead that supports the motor socket, unless you carve that section out, which is what I did initially, but I didn't quite like to do that. And what I came up with is this plate, so that it not only reinforces the landing gear but also holds the battery, and I can adjust the battery forward and backward to adjust the CG a little. The other reason is that I wanted to use a different size battery other than the recommended one, and the one that fits inside the compartment of the Auto-G. That is a very compact 1300 milliamp hour battery. And so I have all these batteries that are a little bit longer, a little bit heavier, and some are a little bit lighter. And I wanted a way to install the battery underneath so that it's easy to adjust the CG, and also so that I can get some of the airflow from the propeller into the battery. So here's the recommended battery that I bought with this kit. It's that particular size. And you can mount this directly underneath the plate, and I'll show you how to do that with the supplied hardware that I'm supplying these particular plates or upgrade part with. So you can mount the battery underneath like so, and you can make the connections to the opening at the bottom here. Very easy. And I think that makes more sense especially if you fly constantly and you want to swap batteries, different size batteries, and you want to do it easily, and you want to keep the battery. The nice feature is that you can keep the battery a lot cooler than when the battery is inside and enclosed in the foamy body compartment. So this is one of the batteries, the recommended one, and this is another one that that I use also for this particular model and some other similar size autogyros of my own design. So I wanted to be able to adjust the battery position. The first thing you need to do to mount the plate is you need to remove the decal area here. I marked this 2 inches from the center line of the socket, the landing gear socket, to the edge of the decal. Remove that because you're going to need to use this section to attach this plate. Now we're going to double side tape this plate, and the double side tape comes with the plate. You install the double side tape behind the socket, the landing gear socket here, and at the front here. Peel off the backing of the double-sided tape. Align the plate. Make sure that the plate locks with the landing gear like so. Make sure that it's square with the sides and even. Make sure that the center is even with the sides, so that you have even edge distance from each side of the fuselage or the body. Apply a little bit of pressure and the plate is in place with a double-sided tape. Okay, take the supplied hardware, take the 2 long bolts and feed them through the plate from the bottom. Make sure you keep the logo MIA facing you. Slip the spacers over the bolts and lock with the supply nuts. The purpose of these parts is to provide a detent for the battery. I found at this particular location, the last holes here allow me to mount this particular battery more in center with the landing gear, and it has a better CG location. You want to take these clips and you want to install the clip right at the very first one here. Now if you're using the 1300 milliamp battery, use the first one here. If you're using a longer battery, move the location to the next hole. And I provided an extra hole just in case. There are 4 additional holes in this plate, and the purpose of those holes was to use nylon hardware right through the holes into the body, but I decided not to do that because the double-sided tape that is supplied in the kit holds the plate nice and firm to the body, and it's not really necessary. Okay, the plate has been installed with these clips, and the purpose for the clips is to allow the straps to be installed in that fashion. These are the smaller bolts, and all the bolts are installed from the bottom. Feed the bolt through, put the clip on top, and lock it with the nut in between the clip. You may need to pry this open a little bit more. Use a little bit of tension there to keep it open, and mount the lock nut. There are other methods of strapping batteries, but I found that this is the more effective way of strapping a battery. It's very quick, it's very simple, and you can always adjust the tension by doubling up on the loops of the rubber bands, and it makes it for also an easy, quick change. When you're at the field and you want to simply remove the battery and install the new one, and it keeps things very lightweight. So the plate is set up and ready to be mounted to the bottom of the model. Simply peel off the backing from the double-sided tape that's mounted to the plate, align it, lock it in place with a landing gear with the wire bends here. Apply some tension, make sure it's square. Apply some tension at the areas where the tape has been mounted. and you're done.